Hello everybody, I'm Leora Sims. Welcome to my channel and welcome to a Newcrest edition of my Lot Showcase. This is the second Newcrest edition of the Lot Showcase that I've done. The first was the Newcrest Town Library, and I am here with my first Newcrest family. I created two versions of this family. The first version only utilizes items from the base game, and the second version of them utilizes items from Perfect Patio Stuff, which is a stuff pack that I bought because I just love everything in this particular stuff pack, and it's a stuff pack that I intend to use a lot because I love to create Sims, especially in The Sims 4, that love the outdoors, and I utilize a lot of the style of the outdoors when I can. The Sims 3 Outdoor Living was probably my favorite stuff pack. So, if you would like to download these Sims, you will be able to on the gallery. There's a base game version of them, and the Perfect Patio version of them, and they're both on the gallery. The base game version is just called Clark, and the Perfect Patio version is called Clark Update, and the Perfect Patio version, nothing is different except the clothing. Their skills are all the same. All I did was put the game on pause and took them into wardrobe and changed their clothes. I didn't do anything further with their skills, so the skills that the base game Sims have, the updated version has. The updated version doesn't have extra skills, just different clothing, and in Savannah's case, a different hairstyle, but still a medium length hairstyle. Anyway, I will put a link in the description to my makeover video of them, and I will put a link in the description to the original base game Create a Sim Showcase, and also I will put a link in the description to the Newcrest Town Library. I'm making two versions of libraries for Newcrest in case you don't like the first style. And my name on the gallery is Leora18. Anyway, let's talk about this house. This is a starter home. And I built this probably a week after I built the Pianist Starter. Now the Pianist Starter is a starter home that has a piano in it, because I like when my starter homes have some kind of a theme, and I built this a week after. So if you look at my previous lot showcases, you will see that I built this house. If I built it a week after the Pianist Starter, I built this house quite a while ago. But this is the first time that I've showcased it because I was waiting. I build when inspiration hits me, and whenever inspiration hits me, I build, and I may save some houses for the lot showcase. I might build like 3 or 4 houses in a week, or 2 houses in a week, and decide that I'm not going to showcase one right away, because I do the lot showcase on a bi-weekly basis, and I'm always afraid that one week I'm not going to be inspired to build, and I'm not going to know what to build or what sim to make, so I make extra. And for some reason, even though I love this house, I never showcased it. And I thought that it was perfect for Newcrest, because after Newcrest came out, I looked at this house again, and I think that it's just a great addition to Newcrest, and I feel that Newcrest needs starter homes. We all need starter homes, and this is my first residential lot for Newcrest, and this is my first family for Newcrest, the Clark family. So currently they have no neighbors, but they have a beautiful house and they love gardening. So in the starter home, I concentrated a lot on the back portion of the house and the gardening aspect. And you'll see what I mean in a little while. I love the shape of this house. It's very unusual. And when I built this house, I really started to notice that this is when my roofing started to really improve in The Sims 4. Because roofing has always been hard for me, and those of you who've watched my channel for quite some time know that I am not the best builder, never claimed to be, but it took me about 1.5 to 2 years to learn how to build in The Sims 3. And it really helped me to learn to tackle building in The Sims. Really helped my hand-eye coordination, honestly. And I'd like to thank Sweet Nightingale, because I really wanted to build. I was tired of using the same old Max's houses, and I wanted to learn how to build. And she has a visual impairment, and she has a great channel, by the way. I'll link that in the description too, since I'm mentioning her. But I contacted her and I asked her how she builds, because she has a visual impairment, and I have a little bit of a visual impairment and a physical disability. So I asked her how she builds comfortably, and she told me to put a lot of lights in the house whenever I'm building, and that helped a lot, because in The Sims 3, especially with the blue walls, I really couldn't see, and my walls were never covered, and I didn't understand what I was doing. But then once I started to build, I loved it, and I could create homes that fit my characters and the homes that were in my mind, which is the best part about building, especially me being a writer. I try to come up with story ideas using The Sims for my writing, and when I'm writing, I have a certain idea of what everybody's house in my story, what their houses look like, and I'm very good at describing houses and things like that, and I wanted to recreate that in The Sims. So I don't claim to be the best builder, but my houses are very player friendly, and they're easy for me to play in, and I was really disappointed for a long time with my roofing, and a lot of time when I learned how to build in The Sims 3, the roof would give me so much trouble that a lot of times I would just use the auto roof. And I really didn't want to use the auto roof, but I had to. Roofing was so hard. And in The Sims 4 it's a lot easier, but it still takes some skill, and I noticed that I keep telling you guys that I keep noticing that my roofing is getting better. This is the first house that I really noticed that it was getting better. And I'll show you the roof a little later on when I go into build mode, because that's the easiest way for me to show you guys what the roof looks like. It's easier for me than from going top up to down because of my eyes. Anyway, so this house is called Gardener's Starter. And I was thinking about a couple when I built this house. I was thinking about a couple that love to plant, may not have a lot of money, but is they're very interested in becoming really successful farmers, but again they don't have a lot of money to build a large property where they can plant. But this is a good start for a couple like that. A couple that eventually wants to own a big farm but doesn't have the money for it. So that's what I was thinking of when I built this house. So I also wanted this house to look like it had kind of a screen door. So I think I built an extra wall so that you wouldn't necessarily see the front door, because I know a lot of you know about houses like that. There's a screen door, and then there's the front door, and you have to peel back the screen door to get to the front door. That's what I wanted this house to look like. It was very hard to do that, because once you place a door on one wall, you really can't place another. So I think what I did is I built an extra wall. But I'm going to have Savannah go through the front door, and this is really the front door. But this house has a front door and a back door, which is something that I like to do, but I don't always get to do it. A lot of times my Sims homes only have a front door.
Bravura.
I guess she went in herself. She went into the house herself, because I didn't tell her. So, I don't think I told her. So let her go. I'm gonna put the walls down for a second. Let her go into the front hallway, and I'll put the walls up slightly. Wait, where are you going? So, yes, this is the walls slightly up. This is now you don't even see her going through there, but you see there's a door there, and she's going through it. And I heard the click that she just closed the door, or the door closed behind her, and here she is in her front hallway. This is just a hallway with a bookshelf and some nice wallpaper. I use the wallpaper when I want to give kind of an old-fashioned look to a house. As you can see, here's the front door. Here's what the front door looks like on the inside. And again, I wanted the house to look like it had a screen door before this door. So this house has a very interesting shape to it, I think. I don't think I've ever built a house this particular shape. So there is room to put an easel in here because when I was doing my Create-A-Sim showcase preparation, I had the Clark family, the base game version, move into this house because it is a starter home, so I didn't have to use, normally for preparation for my Create-A-Sim showcases, I just use a Max's home, but since this was a starter home, I used this home, and I built up Savannah's painting skill, so I do know that you can fit an easel here. Now, I only used it to build up her skills, and then I deleted it from the house, so it obviously, an easel does not come with this house, because I wanted this house to be a starter home. I didn't want to, I was very careful on price, and if I put an easel here, I was afraid it would jack up the price of the home. But she did have an easel in this hallway, so I know that it fits. And I wanted a hallway because I didn't want your Sims to walk in and just right away be in the living room. And a lot of times in starter homes, in The Sims, when you walk in the door, when your Sim walks in the door, they're always in the living room because it takes money to build a hallway. So I see hallways in, I see more hallways in more affluent Sims homes, just because it does cost some money. A way you can cut down on cost when building a starter home and for porches, and I learned this from Simmer Deb, is that you can use the flat squares in the build catalog. There's a flat square, and it's zero simoleons. So you could have flat rooms all over the house, and it won't cost you anything. And I didn't realize that until she pointed it out to me, because she makes some great porches, and I made a comment on one of her videos that one of my goals was to start building really nice porches, so that my Sims could sit outside, and especially my Sims who love the outdoors. And she said that a good way to get a porch on a starter home is to use those flat square rooms that cost 0 simoleons. So I do that a lot now to save on cost, even on homes that aren't starter homes. So here is the hallway. And this is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath home. This is the living room. Now, what I do a lot of the times is I make my own archways. I know a lot of builders do this too. A lot of times I want to use the archways from the game, but my houses are too short for them, so I just make my own archways. And you do that by deleting part of a wall. So yes, I did build this house a few months ago, but when I was playtesting it again and moved in the Clark family into this home, I did make some changes to the house. I painted the house because there were sides of the house that that weren't painted correctly, and then I resaved it to my library. Because I haven't showcased it yet, or hadn't showcased it yet, it wasn't available on the gallery at that time. But by the time you see this video, it will be available on the gallery. And I changed the lighting in this room as well. I gave them a standing light over here. So as you can see, this room is very simple. It's just light wood flooring and that navy blue couch that I love, and it's pretty inexpensive. And they have a stereo here for their entertainment, not a TV, because I pictured that the family who lives in this house, and I created this house before I created the Clark family, wouldn't be very interested in watching TV. So the new stuff pack perfect patio stuff comes with this new station called Backyard, which is pretty much, I would say, a country station. Hopefully when they come out with pets, they'll come out with another station for country. I remember Sims 3 Pets came with 2 radio stations, I believe. One was country and one was called something else. So maybe that's what they're doing here. The first country station is the Backyard, and then we'll get another country station when we get pets or something. At some point I think we're going to get some country music. I don't care, I like all different kinds of music. But I noticed that this, if you're wondering, this station plays something that sounds very country, and I'm not going to play it right now. But they have a lot of room in this room to dance and things like that. This is the bathroom, and as you can see, it's very simple. It's a blue color, and it has a shower and a sink and a mirror, and that's it. Very, very basic, and tile floor and a toilet, obviously. Very basic bathroom. have Savannah walk into the master bedroom. So here's the master bedroom, which is connected to the bathroom. So this is really, even though it's a simple bathroom, it is an, well, is it an ensuite? It may not be an ensuite, but it is, I think this bathroom is attached to both bedrooms. So here is the bedroom, and what I like about this bedroom is that it's got a lot of room in it. Yes, I left it very basic because this is a starter home, but there's room for them to put a computer in here, a desk, again an easel, a workbench. I mean, I don't think you would put a workbench in a master bedroom, but there is room in this. There is room in this bedroom to put skill items and plenty of room for the Sims to sleep. Then you have a child's bedroom. Which is attached to the parents' bedroom, which is very, very nice. When I get that idea, I've said this in another video, from hotel rooms. If you go to a hotel room, a lot of times you see a door in the hotel room, and that is a way into the next hotel room. And when I used to go on vacation with friends, we would have adjoining rooms. If I went on vacation with my grandma, my best friend and I had two grandmas who were best friends, and when we went on vacation with them, my grandma and I would take one room, and her grandma and her would take the adjoining room. So we would just it was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. We would just like run into each other's rooms. We thought it was the coolest thing that even though we weren't in the same hotel room, our rooms were adjoining. And I get that idea a lot in the Sim. So I get that idea from hotel rooms, and I use it a lot in the Sims because a lot of times I have trouble, especially in a starter home, finding space for that second bedroom. And I also think that it would be very handy for parents of young children to have their kid's bedroom right there in case there's an emergency. And you know, I don't think that your kids could get into too much trouble. I don't know. It could get into too much trouble if their parents' room was adjoining to theirs. You know, so that's another reason why I do it. And there's plenty of room in this room, the master bedroom, also for a bassinet. But if you wanted to put a crib in here, because it's an adjoining room, Savannah, if she had a child, would not have to walk too far to get into her baby's room. So it doesn't necessarily, with rooms this close, you don't necessarily need the bassinet in the master bedroom because how far does she really have to walk? I mean, for me, honestly, some days, for me, it would be hard to walk into this room if I was living in this house because of my balance. But for a person with quote-unquote normal walking ability, it wouldn't be hard. And there's a toy chest in here, and I believe you could fit a second bed. You could definitely fit a second bed if you deleted the toy chest, but I thought that that this room should have something in it besides a bed. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not that's not a toy chest. There is room for a toy chest right here by this window. This is just a dresser. And here is my favorite room, which maybe I should have shown off first. Here is the very quaint kitchen. They have a tea maker, a coffee maker, nice tile or wallpaper on the walls, and a table that sits 3 Sims. And a fridge. I was happy that I was able to fit in the starter home both a coffee maker and a tea maker, because I could see the family living in this home liking both, or the wife liking tea and the husband liking coffee. And I also used one of the special cabinets by turning automatic cabinet placement off. So you have this nice cabinet with dishes. And I was very happy that I was able to do that, seeing as this is a starter home. I wanted to give this home, I wanted this home to be a starter home but still look nice. And you have a smoke detector. In this home as well. Let me just go with Savannah into the hallway for a little bit, because I think I'm forgetting to show you something. No, what I did think I did was I moved the sprinkler system. It was originally in the kitchen, and then I moved it, I thought, to the front door entranceway. So it looked like it looked like a sprinkler system plus an alarm system. and it doesn't look like it's stayed, so I'm gonna put that back in, so by the time you download this house, let me make sure it's not in the living room. I might have stuck it in there at the last minute. No. But I'd like to place it by the time you guys download it. Again, this home uses only base game items, and I made sure that it only had base game items, especially the other day, because when I went in here and I did some renovations to this house, I wanted to make sure that that the lights were base game as well. So that's it for this house on the inside, but let me put the walls up slightly again. As you can see, you have your back door here. So you have a back door from the kitchen into the backyard. You are here. So Savannah is walking out of her kitchen and into her lovely garden area. Now, I did plant. What I love is that I didn't think that your plants saved, but I put this house back into a brand new game, and I saw that the strawberry plant that I had planted or that Savannah had planted was still here. So, if you download this house, you should get the strawberry plant. Now, I did delete, there was an apple tree plant here. But when I was playing with Savannah, that plant, the apple tree plant, got very big and it was blocking my view a little bit. So I deleted the apple tree, but you could always put it back. But if you download this house, it comes with a strawberry bush. And I made this planter box. And as you can see here, I put a lot of dirt outside and some rocks. I believe those are rocks or pavers. And here's their planter box, which is very important because they don't have a computer, and you can just click on here and your Sims can purchase seeds. So it was very important that I put this somewhere on the lot so that they wouldn't have to travel to the library just to get some seeds. And they could plant here. I made this house rather small because this is a 30 by 20 lot, but when my Sims know how to garden, I tend to make their houses smaller, so that especially if they only live on a 30 by 20 lot, because I want them to have plenty of room to plant. Originally, I had built more than one planter box here, but it looked a little overcrowded, so I deleted that and I just kept this box here. But you could plant here, you could plant here, where the dirt is. That's why I put so much dirt here, because you're not limited to this little box. You could also plant a little bit in the front if you want. There's room, but there's a lot of space in the back to plant. And I did give this house porch lights that you can't see at the moment, but they're there. And you did, well, yes. If I go like this, I can see the porch lights a little bit. And this is, as I said, supposed to be like a couple. This is supposed to be a house for a couple that loves gardening and would love to live on a big farm one day, but doesn't have the money, and they just have to start somewhere. So this is a way for your sim that doesn't have a lot of money to still build up their skills and make some money in a house that is tailored for their gardening needs. The piano starter that I built was built for a musician with not much money that just wanted to learn piano, and that was harder than this, because that home was harder because it had to look nice, and the pianos are so expensive that it's hard to make a starter home with a piano in it. But I managed. But this house was actually easier to build, in that I was focusing on gardening and the items aren't too expensive. But I really tried to pay attention to the outside of the home. And let me go into build mode. This is morning. This is afternoon. This is evening. I think you can see some of the light from the porch. This is night. I can definitely see the light shining on the porch, which is very good. I did check, you can fit a hot tub on this lot if you wanted to. And you have all this space to plant. And you have a plant over here, which is not yeah, Savannah didn't plant that. That's just actually it's not even the lot. This strawberry plant is not on Savannah's lot, but when I was going through Newcrest, I had to find out what the perfect spot for this particular lot would be, and it was that strawberry plant that, not the one that Savannah grew, but the one that I just showed you that was a little bit off their lot, that was one of the deciding factors in choosing a lot for this particular Newcrest starter home. And the lot that I chose, the lot that you see this house on, is the Beats Byway. in Newcrest. This is called the Gardener Starter. This is called the Gardener Starter. It is a 30 by 20 lot, and it is placed on the Beats Byway in Newcrest. Which I think is a perfect spot for this particular house. And let me just go into buy mode one more time and tell you the price of the lot. Keep in mind that I think I will also be adding the sprinkler system if it isn't here. If it is here, which I still believe it is, the price will go up 750 simoleons because the sprinkler system is 750 simoleons. So this is what the house looks like in build mode. See that roof and the shape of the house, and I put a tree here by the flower pot, and that strawberry plant gets saved. So when you download this house, you will have the strawberry plant. And the price of this home is 7,942 simoleons, which is still considered a starter home because in The Sims 4, when you're moving in with a starting family, you have, I think it's 20,000 simoleons or 20,500 simoleons. So that is what the house looks like in build mode, and as I said, this is a Newcrest on the lot entitled Beats Byway, and I chose this location based on things that were around it. There's also a pond around it, and very, very close to it, and Savannah's husband let me come out of build mode here. Savannah's husband, John, has a fishing skill, and he gained that fishing skill by going to the pond that was near this home. And I like that pond very much because it was very easy for me to find and see. Not all the ponds are easy for me to see. I mean, well, I can see the ponds, but sometimes they're blocked by walls and things. This one was a circular shape, and it was very nice. So I did choose Beats Byway for this particular house. So I hope that you enjoy the house. I hope that you like the style. I hope that you like what it comes with. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you will stay tuned and subscribe. Thank you very much for your time, guys. I appreciate it. Again, my name on the gallery is Leora18, and this is called Gardener Starter. And it is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath starter home for Newcrest. It only uses Newcrest I'm sorry, base game items. See you next time, guys. Thank you.